Hey guys, it's Kate the Angelic Assassin, and we are back at it again. And I have another incredible, amazing message from Archangel Michael and all the angels of the highest Christ of light. And this one, I actually had to sit with a little bit because it hit me here too. So I'm going to jump right into the message right now because we're going to talk about one of the biggest lies that we tell ourselves all the time, myself included. See, what we tend to do is say to ourselves, one day I'll become that version of me, the successful one, the confident one, the one who finally has their life together. But what if you're looking at it completely backwards? What if you are already that person? And the only thing left is for you to stop acting like the old version of you. I want you to think about this really clearly right now. Because how many times have you caught yourself introducing yourself with the same old story that is completely out of date? I mean, it's time to pack it in. We're talking the expiration date was like 3 years ago. Here's an example of what I'm talking about, though. I've always struggled with money. I'm just not that confident. I don't think people would listen to me. I need more experience. Now, maybe that was true once. Maybe it isn't anymore. I'm pretty confident it's not anymore. Because the weird thing about growth is that your identity doesn't always catch up as fast as your life does. You'll have the knowledge, you'll have the skills, you'll have the opportunity sitting right in front of you. And you'll still hesitate because somewhere in the back of your mind, you're waiting for permission to become someone you already are or someone that you've already become. And I see this all the time. And I've worked with hundreds, if not thousands of people. And the people think they need another course or another certification, another year, another sign, another perfect little box. But most of the time, they don't need more information. They need to stop introducing themselves as the person they used to be. And here's something else I've noticed as well. When things stop working, people automatically assume the dream is wrong. Like maybe it's your business, maybe it's your content, maybe it's your career, maybe it's the relationship. They think maybe I'm not meant to do this. Maybe this isn't meant for me. That's not the case though. What's actually happening is sometimes the dream, the situation is exactly right, but it's the strategy that's the issue. Imagine being on a road trip, right? And you're going to Florida and you're driving down 95 and there's a massive detour. Do you change your destination or do you find a new way to get there? You hop off of 95, right? See, you take a different road. And that's what successful people do. They adapt, they adjust, they overcome. They do not abandon. I think that's where a lot of people actually get stuck because it gets hard. They think maybe it's not meant for them. But here's the truth. You're ready. Unfortunately, you keep asking yourself, are you ready? When life is asking you, why are you still waiting? Because here's the truth. The opportunity isn't looking for a different person. It isn't waiting for a more confident version of you. It isn't waiting for you to feel fearless. It's waiting for you to stop shrinking yourself, literally. The moment you stop talking to yourself to leave the room or get out of the room, the moment you stop making yourself feel smaller so that you're palatable for other people, and the moment you stop telling yourself the old story, people notice. Not because you changed overnight, because they finally got to meet the person you've been becoming all along. So I want you to understand something. I'm trying to really kind of dial this message in really quick. Stop trying to earn the version of you that you already are becoming. The next chapter doesn't need a new you, it needs the real you. And these outdated stories that you keep telling yourself are not the real you. Now, how do we actually change this? What are you supposed to do next? Because I know I can tell you, oh, what's wrong with you, but I'm going to actually try to help you figure out what to do next. The very first thing you're going to do is you're going to stop asking yourself what the old version of you would do. Start asking what the new version would do instead. Would they post the video or would they overthink it for 3 days? Would they raise their prices, or would they keep apologizing for the prices they even already have because they feel bad charging money because they've got piss poor money mindset? And we can talk about that ad nauseum at a later date. Would they speak up in meetings, or would they convince themselves that someone else knows better than them? Or would they apply for the opportunity, or would they just assume that they won't pick them? See, the old version of you will constantly be in this self-preservation, self-protection, where the new version, that's different. And no, you're not going to feel different overnight. I've talked about this. This is where people get confused. They think they'll wake up one morning feeling confident, and then they'll start acting like the person they want to be. It never happens that way. Trust me. I know. I wish. I want that magic pill too. I do. I literally do. See, what happens is you need to act first, and then the brain will catch up later. Think about learning to drive. The first time you got behind a wheel, it felt awkward, right? I mean, I just taught my kid how to drive, and watching him grow from, awkward teenager to, confident young man behind the wheel, it takes time. You had to think every little move. Now when he gets in the car, it's like second nature. And now you don't have to constantly overthink things. See, your identity changed because you repeated the behavior enough times that it became normal. And that's how confidence works. You don't wait to become confident before acting confident. No, it's a decision. You choose to be confident. That's why your habits matter so much. You practice being the person until the brain says, oh, I guess this is who we are now. Every decision that you're making is casting a vote for your new identity. And every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're telling your brain, this is who I am now. And every time you stop yourself because of an old story, you're reinforcing someone who doesn't even exist anymore. So here's something I want you to try. For the next week, and I'm going to do this too, before you make any decision, ask yourself one question. If I fully believed I was already the person I want to be, what would I do right now? And then do that. Not the dramatic version, not the reckless version, obviously, the honest, real, authentic version. Because that's how identity changes. Not through affirmations alone. I wish, and I love me some affirmations. Not through vision boards, and I got my vision board right there, and I love me a vision board. And I love a Pinterest, I love a mood board. But you stop, and you act. And through evidence and showing your brain exactly who you are, by acting as the new version of yourself, you're giving your brain another piece of evidence that says, this is my normal now. And then eventually you stop pretending. And it's not even that you're pretending because you're actually doing it. You're actually following the new steps. But it might feel uncomfortable like you're pretending it. And that's where we can get into imposter syndrome. But it's not really imposter syndrome because it's really you making the decisions. It's really you making the changes. It's really you showing up as that version of you. So you stop wondering and you stop waiting. And one day you look back and you realize there was never a moment where you became that person. You simply stopped arguing with the fact you already are that person. And I'm telling you, I know from personal experience that this works because I have evolved so many times over the years. I jokingly call myself, the comeback queen or, Madonna, because I get an idea in my head on what this next version of me is going to look like physically, emotionally, her daily habits every single day. Like, look at yourself like that version of you that you want to be or that you see yourself being. What does their day look like? What time do they wake up? What do they eat for lunch? How do they dress? How do they do their makeup? Do they go to the gym? What time to go to the bed? And stop allowing the old version of you that doesn't even exist anymore because you've been putting so much time and effort into becoming this version of you. Call the shots. Sure, is it going to feel uncomfortable? Yeah. Are you going to have to grieve your old life because you know what? Maybe your old life was simple and easy and comfortable? Yeah. But isn't this new life so much more worth it? Yeah. Now, let me know in the comments if this hit for you today or if you like this style of video. I'm really, really trying to share my wisdom and channeling the messages for you can actually create real change. Not just fluffy messages, but truth that you need to hear. even when it gets really, really fucking uncomfortable. As always, I love you guys so, so much. Make sure you check out join the channel. We're creating an incredibly powerful movement of my angel baddies, and there's a ton of fun stuff that we do over there behind the paywall. It's really, really cool. Daily tarot card reading, messages, exclusive, videos and stuff like that. And you just get to hang out with a bunch of like-minded people like yourself who are learning to love themselves, believe in themselves, and let their angels have their backs. I love you, and I will see you very, very soon.